Good morning, students. I just wanted to give you a quick overview of week 2. So go ahead and log into Canvas and click on Objectives and Due Dates so you can get a quick overview of my introduction for week 2 and some due dates so you know when things are due and when you are working towards the major assignments, which is going to be essay number 1. All right, so we're going to go back to the modules, and this is how you navigate. We're going to go back to week 2, and the first thing you want to click on is going to be reading assignment. Now, although it says the reading assignment is due on the 17th, that means that that's the time in which you want to make sure you have completed that assignment. And as you can see here, you can scroll down and you can read the entire assignment. I'm going to go a step further and say that I strongly recommend that you print this information out. And the reason you want to print it out is so that you can annotate it. You want to be able to read, take notes, make marginal notes, talk to the text, and really unless you have a laptop where you can mark up the reading on the laptop, I really encourage you to print it out and mark up your text. Also for week 2, I'm introducing essay number 1. Now, right here it does say that it's for English 101, but it's actually for English 100. So just even though you see 101 here, know that this is for your class. So please watch the video because it's going to help you understand what you need to do for essay number 1. The other information I have for week 2, I have a detailed prompt. I also have how do you access Microsoft Word and what is the MLA formatting that we need. And so there's a video that I created for you, so make sure you look at that, and that's going to help you with the formatting. Okay, let's see, what else do I have for you? I have a lecture about intro paragraphs, which I think is really critical. So make sure you watch that. And you can watch it as many times as you need to make sure that you understand the content. Now we're getting to the important things. So there is a class discussion. And the class discussion this week is asking you to please compose a brief comment discussion, your method for completing the reading selection. So you got to follow it to the letter because I noticed in the previous assignment, some of you didn't follow directions in terms of how many sentences you need to have. So the first thing it says, what is your plan to make sure you are studying 10 to 15 hours per week? Number 2, how will you deal with frustrations in the course? Number 3, what has been your experience with working in groups? And here's the critical information. Please write at least 3 sentences for each of these questions. Okay, so your submission that you're going to submit here is going to have 3 paragraphs with at least 3 sentences each. I recommend that you type it in Microsoft Word and then cut and paste it into the submission box. One more thing, I only read your first submission. So if you submit 3 sentences and then you see that someone else did it correctly, I'm not going to give you credit for your second submission. So make sure that if you have questions, you come to office hours, send me an email, and I can help you with that because once you submit, that's final. Okay, let me go back to the second one because this one is kind of important. So it says class discussion, identification of the main point. And this one is kind of critical. And this is why I say it's critical because this is an opportunity for you to identify the correct main point of the student fear factor, which is the reading selection for week 1. Now, what's really important here is that if you identify the correct main point, instead of earning 5 points for the discussion, you will earn 10, which means you can earn 5 extra credit points if you answered the question correctly. Your answer has to be 2 sentences long, and it's going to follow the format that I have here. That first sentence is going to identify the author and the title and the main point of the reading. The second sentence is going to be a sentence with a direct quotation from the reading that validates your selection of the main point with a parenthetical citation at the end. Okay, now for those of you who don't understand what that is, I'm going to make sure I have examples of that information once I get out of the video. So when you look at this assignment, you're going to see 2 more things that are going to be put here so that you'll have some more information or resources to do it correctly. Okay, once again, if you have questions, you can contact me and I will help you. Last but not least, reading responses. Each week you're going to have a reading response that's due, and I've provided for you reading response help. Please read this and watch the video. It will help you understand what I need you to do for a reading response. We will be doing this every week, and so that will help you. Also, here's our first reading response that's going to be due the following Sunday evening. Now, even though it's due on Sunday evening, you can certainly turn it in before Sunday. Okay, so keep that in mind. You can turn it in early if you want to. You have 3 attempts to turn it in before the due date. Now, when I say 3 attempts, that means you can turn it in, talk to me and say, oh no, I didn't do that right, I need to redo it. Once you turn in another one, that's the second attempt. So once you have 3 times to turn it in before the due date to get your actual points for that assignment. And here are all the directions. It tells you when it's due. This is the reading selection that goes along with that reading response. And here's a rubric. If you have any questions about the reading response, you can use the reading response help, and certainly come and see me during office hours and I can help you. So that concludes my introduction to week 2. If you have any other questions, feel free to contact me. Have a wonderful week 2. Bye-bye.